You're simply the best. Better than all the rest.
Hello, welcome back to the channel, it's JPA here. In today's video I'm going to be discussing Rangers' really impressive win over Motherwell at Fir Park at the weekend. Just before we get into this video, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, help the channel out. Thanks to the people who have subscribed recently, I really appreciate the support that the channel's getting right now. Just get straight into this video, guys. So the game finished, Motherwell 1, Rangers 5. Really impressive victory for Rangers. A lot of it's probably marred by the penalty decisions, which I'll go into in due course, but right from this the first minute really we pretty much just penned them in. We got a free kick just outside the area in like a minute, just after the first minute I think. I was just literally at kick-off. Arfield got tripped. Cross came in from Tavernier and Morelos flicked it on with a good header. Didn't seem to get that much on it, but it seemed to trick the goalkeeper. I think he went the wrong way and then kind of did jump back the way, but it was a good save by Carson, forced it out for a corner. And from that moment on you thought this is going to be a really good game, Rangers are going to really get in and about it, and I think we actually did do that. First goal came after just 12 minutes. Ryan Kent on the edge of the area finds Calvin Bassey, who I thought had a really good game as well. Crossed it in towards Arfield. Arfield kind of just ducked under it. It looked like he was going to try and flick it on, but as it crossed over him, it's hit Mugabe in the arm, and Bobby Madden's pointed straight to the spot, no hesitation, and it's a penalty. I've looked at the instant several times. I think it's a definite penalty. Michael Stewart doesn't seem to think it is a penalty because his interpretation of the rule, which I'll go into in more detail a wee bit later on, but it's a definite penalty for me. And Tavernier steps up and duly slots it away, right, left hand side, right off the post. Really good finish, and you actually heard the third as it went in off the post. Really good finish for 1-0. No long after that, Motherwell had a penalty claim themselves. The ball's flicked on, Alan Campbell's running towards the ball and he's had a wee nudge from Kamara. Now referee just waved play on. I think it was a goal kick actually. Waited for the goal kick, didn't really respond to it. The Motherwell fans didn't, the Motherwell players rather, didn't really react to it that much. There was a wee claim from Campbell himself, but not much. I've seen this back in the replay. I think Bobby Madden's maybe got this one wrong. I think it was a definite penalty. I know a lot of people disagree with that. Michael Stewart certainly thought it was a penalty, shock horror. But I thought it was a penalty, and I think we maybe just got away with that one. I'm really surprised that Bobby Madden never gave it, because sometimes when referees give penalties for one thing that's maybe a little bit soft, they'll try and even up at the other end, and he didn't do that, so that's probably good news for us really. 28 minutes in and we got our second goal of the game, and this was a really well worked goal. Good team build up. Goldson played it in the midfield to Morelos. Morelos played it to Arfield. Arfield does a little turn, finds the run from Jordan Jones, plays a perfectly weighted pass. When he first played it I thought, oh, he's maybe just not put enough on that, and I didn't think Jones was going to get it, but Jones used his pace absolutely superbly, got past Lammy. Lammy had absolutely no chance of catching him, and he just kind of opens his body up, left foot into the inside of the post, clips it the inside of the post just as Tavernier's penalty did, and yet again you hear the third just hit the back of the post and into the back of the net. Really tidy finish for Jones' first goal. I couldn't believe when I heard that. I thought, did they mean his first goal of the season? I actually thought he had scored before. I know he's not really had much opportunity, but I genuinely thought he had scored before, so it was kind of news to me that it was his first goal for Rangers. I just thought they meant his first goal of the season, so that was interesting to find out that. I think in between, I think I'm getting this right, that in between our second or third goals, Motherwell had two penalty claims which they're trying to claim was penalties. Both of them were tackles from Helander. I think both times he times it perfectly. I think one of them, I can't remember the boy's name, but I think he dives under the challenge of Helander and goes down far too easily. None of them for me were penalties. The Motherwell chairman seems to think all three of the incidents were penalties for some reason, but they weren't. But 37 minutes in, we got our second penalty of the afternoon and our third goal. The corner came in from Kent this time, and our player jumped for it. I think it was Bassey jumps for it, and the Motherwell player runs out and for some reason does that towards the ball. Clear handball, clear penalty again. No arguments for me, and if it was the shoes on their foot and these two penalties for handball were given against us, I'd have no choice but just to accept it. That's what the rule is nowadays. Ball hits your hand when you got an irregular movement, then it's a penalty. So Tavernier steps up. Does he go the same way? No, he doesn't. He goes the other side this time. Keeper guessed the right way, but it was just too good a penalty, and Tavernier scored yet again. That's his third penalty in a couple of days now, which is good to see he's getting goals. So we got to half time, 3-0 up. We were playing well. I know the penalties kind of helped us score the goals, but we did score one very, very good goal in open play from Jones. So I was pretty happy, pretty confident that we go into the second half and play even better. In the second half, and it looked like kind of we maybe just take our foot off the gas for maybe the first opening 20 minutes of that half. Motherwell seemed to kind of change their style of play. The first half they were quite open. Very, very surprising to me the way they played in the first half, because I had predicted in my prediction video that they'd come in, they'd sit in, they'd try and defend deep and maybe get a few free kicks further up the field, but they didn't do that. They did try and play football, which is massive credit to them that they did try, but that's the kind of thing that's what happens, and that's why these teams play this way against Rangers and Celtic, is because if you try and play open, we'll just cut you open time and time again, and I think that's what we did. We just kind of eased off the gas a little bit, and we looked really comfortable holding on to the ball. We weren't really penetrating much. Gerrard says that he was going to try and go for it in the second half as well, but I think the players took it within themselves just to kind of calm it down and just play about the ball a bit, because they knew at that point Motherwell had kind of changed their tactics and they weren't coming out as much as they were, and they weren't going after them, they weren't pressing the ball as high. So it gave us perfect opportunity to just pretty much pass it between the two centre backs and the two defensive midfield players in Kamara and Davis. Motherwell actually created a really good opportunity for themselves. The cross came in for the right hand side, and Mugabe, who had given away the penalty, had a free header and it was just over the bar. A wee bit of a warning for us. Tavernier had a free kick just outside the area, which was well saved by their goalkeeper Carson. I thought he had a really good game. 75 minutes in, we managed to get our fourth goal of the game. Itten, who had came off on as a substitute, was involved. Morelos again linked with Arfield. Arfield played the ball forward to Itten, and at first when you look at it, it looks like he's maybe taking a heavy touch or something, because I thought if he takes this first time, plays into Tavernier, Tavernier's in a perfect position to receive the ball on the edge of the box and possibly get his hat-trick. But Itten takes a touch and allows it to bounce, and he just absolutely wellies it. Absolute rocket a shot for the edge of the area. Keeper had absolutely no chance, right in the top corner, and for Itten's first goal I thought it was absolutely superb. Motherwell had a real good chance saved from a free kick from O'Hara. He got a lot of bend in it, a lot of dip in it rather, and McGregor made an absolute world class save, tipped it onto the bar, and typical McGregor, he actually denied saving it to try and prevent a corner. I thought that was really funny. Most keepers would be taking the praise, but McGregor wanted to not have to deal with the corner, so he kind of denied saving the penalty, or denied getting a touch to it. But you can definitely see he did get a touch to it, and they did get awarded the corner. Just 5 minutes later, we had scored again. We got a corner. This time Tavernier sends it in, hits Hadji's back, drops to the ground, and Itten's first there, just takes a swing at it for about 2-3 yards out. Great instincts, and he's shown his got the ability to score different types of goals. He scored one rocket outside the box, he scored a wee tap in there. We all know he's pretty good in the air. Hopefully he'll get a few goals that way, but that's his second goal. Kind of like buses, you wait ages and two come along at once, which was obviously the same thing for the penalties as well, which I'll go into a wee bit more detail. 3 minutes to go, just before the end of the game. We think, alright, we're heading for another clean sheet here. Seedorf sends it in from the corner, and it's glanced on by one of the Motherwell players, and it's just hit Edmondson square in the face. Ball's coming at a really fast pace, and it just hits him in the face, and unfortunately goes into the net. Not really much he can do about it, not much that McGregor can do about it either. Real disappointing to concede so late on. One more chance fell to Jermaine Defoe. I think it was Connor Goldson with a crossfield ball. Perfect weight on it. Touch is great for Defoe. Puts it on his chest. Volleys it left foot. Real good save for the keeper. But Jermaine Defoe done really well. And that was pretty much it. Finished 5-1. I'll talk about a wee bit of these penalties first. Obviously, I think the two Rangers ones, I think, are clear as day. They both hit their hand. Now, I know Michael Stewart was having a go, but this shouldn't be the rule. I didn't agree with this. I don't care if you agree with the rule or no. That's the rule. I didn't actually agree with it either. I think it's very harsh. If that was me, I play defensive when I'm playing like fives or whatever, and if I conceded a penalty in that way, I'd be really pissed off. But that's the law, that's the rules that have been put in place, so you have to kind of go along with them. As I said, I think the Campbell one was a penalty from Kamara. I think he's just nudged him off the ball, and I think maybe outside the box that would be given as a foul, so I think it was a penalty for that incident. The other two, as I say, I think Helander got to the ball before any contact was made. One thing I will say about penalties, I know Celtic fans will be raging about this, the fact we've got 2 penalties in the one game. When was the last time we had a penalty in Scotland? January was the last time we actually had one in the Cup. Before that was Morelos in the League Cup final, where he missed that one. In the league, I honestly can't remember, it's about a year ago or thereabouts that we got an actual penalty in the league. The thing is, with Rangers, we seem to get penalties in wee clusters. Haven't had a penalty in God knows how long, and suddenly we've got 3 in the space of a week, which is a bit weird. And that's all kind of people remember. They didn't remember the times that we go long periods without penalties, and we'll maybe get 1 or 2 in a game because they are penalties. The amount we get denied, the amount of things that get denied for us. Obviously, I talked last week about the offside goal that went against us, that doesn't get talked about now. It's all about the penalties that Rangers are getting now. And very quickly before I go, my man of the match was James Tavernier. I know a lot of people went for Arfield. I think Arfield got the official man of the match for the game. He was involved in quite a few of the goals, but I thought Tavernier's overall play was really good today. He was driving the team forward. And there was actually a wee bit of play, which even the commentator mentioned in the first half, where he pushed right up onto the goalkeeper, pushed him, really pressed high up, got his teammates involved in pressing the ball. I think we won like a throw in right into their corner. Didn't come to anything, but it was just really determined play to go and push. I mean, your right back shouldn't be pressing the goalkeeper, that should be your striker really, but I think he was kind of just like leading by example, and he done that all afternoon. Up and down that right hand side constantly. He got a couple of crosses in that involved scoring a goal, so I'm going to give it to him. I know the 2 goals were penalties, but they still have to be put away, and that's why I've gone for James Tavernier. So I'm just going to wrap this video up, guys. I didn't mean to go on for as long as I have, but there was obviously a lot to talk about. There was 6 goals, a couple of penalty incidents in there, and just in general some really good play that way to talk about. Congratulations to Itten scoring his first goal for Rangers. Congratulations to Jordan Jones for scoring his first goal for Rangers, and well done to Calvin Bassey. I thought he had an amazing debut. He didn't really stand out excellently, but he just done his job. Done really well. Seedorf came on in the second half and gave him a wee bit of a game, gave him something to think about, but he dealt with him every time. I know Seedorf had a wee bit of pace on Bassey, but Bassey's really strong and powerful, and he's going to be an asset to Rangers in the future, I think. So just going to wrap this video up. As I said, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.